The Dog Soldiers trailer completely took us by surprise. I'm pretty sure we were chatting, and the whole premise of it was that it was actually a really good piece of marketing for the film. It felt like an SAS recruitment video, or
it did very much so, yeah.
Yeah, and it completely played on that, which was absolutely brilliant. And I think, like, you know, after 15 seconds, it draws you in. You're like, oh my god, it's actually not a recruitment video we're watching. It's a trailer for what appears to be, you know, this British horror film with Sean Pertwee, who I think at the time was the only recognised face in the cast. And pretty much from then on, I think we knew it was coming. And I think it was the Friday actually that it was released that we went along. I think we Jim College off and just went to watch that, and it was kind of like a whirlwind experience, wasn't it? Because everything that was in the trailer, that was in the film, and much more.
It was a crazy experience, that, because, like you say, we jibbed College off. We went there. I remember the screen being practically empty, with the exception of one fella in there who walked up and goes, "Excuse me, lads, I think you're in my seat." And a pair of us just went, "There's loads of seats around us."
Get the fuck, mate.
It's like, only joking. I'm like, what a strange man.
Yeah. What's funny though?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was. Remember as well. It was one of the smaller screens.
It was, yeah. It was.
I thought that made it better for some reason. Because they're all different sizes in the Odeon and Switch Island, aren't they? And I can remember sometimes, like, if you're in a cinema which is empty and it's like one of the bigger screens, it's kind of, I don't know, it's just kind of overwhelming sort of thing. But sometimes even a smaller screen, there's no one in there. It's just, I don't know, it just feels it's more watchable.
I completely agree. I think especially Dog Soldiers is the kind of film that you would prefer to watch in a smaller, more claustrophobic screen. I know it's still a big screen in comparison to, say, my bedroom, but it's better than watching. I think it'd be better watching it in the screen that we did than the big one, screen 1 or screen 2, where it's just absolutely gargantuan.
Yeah, I remember watching Black Hawk Down in screen 1 in there, and it was, well, it's a completely different level of filmmaking, and with the sound mix and everything, I was just like, oh my god, this is absolute 9 out of 10. But we digress. We're here to talk about Neil Marshall and Dog Soldiers, but yeah, it pretty much starts off like the trailer, doesn't it? And Cooper's on that train, what is revealed to be that training mission and stuff. And at first I was a bit like, actually no, tell a lie. It's the two campers in the woods first, isn't it?
Oh, with the this is a silver knife I'd like to give to you at the beginning of a werewolf film. This won't come back into it at any point.
It's probably actually, it's not even a criticism, but it's just blatantly obvious why it was in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Whereas the rest of the film, you kind of swept up in. I mean, the strength of it, I think, is much like his second film, is all the characters and the way they're built and how they fit together as a unit. And it is very much lads. That camaraderie, that banter, which, you know, it's something that you'd associate with the military and that, and it kind of, you know, it helps it because, you know, at the end of the day, it's a werewolf film, you know, it's a horror film, and but having that layer of humour with it, it kind of eases you into the horror element, and once you get there,
yeah, it was distinctly British. Like the sense of humour was very British. It was British lads, which also helped with rooting for the characters. We all know someone like that, but they were just a bit older than us at the time. And another thing that I really like about the experience and Dog Soldiers is that was really our first werewolf cinema going experience. I mean, I think we may have been just young enough or just old enough, sorry, to see the Monster Squad in cinemas, where there was a Wolfman's Got Nards.
Yeah.
But I think for me anyway, Dog Soldiers was the literal first to, this will be forever my werewolf film.
Yeah. I mean, I've never thought about it like that really, but I think to this day it's the only werewolf film I've seen in the pictures, and it's pretty cool. It's distinctly British, you know, as much as I like American Werewolf in London, and you know, it could be argued that that's a British film. It doesn't necessarily feel like it.
Yeah,
you know,
I know what you mean. Yeah,
it's set here, but you know, it's very much an American production. Even the cast. I mean, what's great about it is as well, what I liked, it kind of, when you think of werewolf films and you associate obviously British ones with it, you kind of do go to that because of the title. But what I thought was great about Dog Soldiers was that it didn't necessarily have any references to any other horror films. Or maybe that was my naivety of not having, you know, seen a lot of werewolf films or anything, but I didn't really. I mean, a lot of the references in it, they're all like Apocalypse Now, Aliens, Matrix, yeah. And it was kind of cool because it didn't do it in an on-the-nose way of, you know, it was very raw and very gritty. And, you know, if you watch the making of and listen to the audio commentary, it probably was about as low budget as it gets.
The audio commentary will always be in my top 5 of audio commentaries for the films. It's up there with the Lord of the Rings cast commentary.
Everyone loves that. Everyone loves that. But no, it's I mean, yeah, you're right. I've never known an audio commentary to continue on a black screen after the credits have finished rolling. Yeah. You know, that's a great little caveat for anyone who hasn't seen it, really. You know, if you get the special edition, it's got that original commentary on, then you get to see it through like a filmmaker's eyes, but also the cast and crew's eyes. And again, the thing that comes across is it, all those fellas, all those lads that were together, the camaraderie's still there on that audio commentary track.
Exactly. I think like once you've listened to the cast and director commentary, it enforces the film a little bit more. That you get more of that love and more understanding of the, like, you actually get like a little bit envious that you weren't a part of that, because it seemed like such a great laugh.
Absolutely. It's like, you know, the next day when like you go on a WhatsApp and all your mates are in the group talking about the night out that you didn't go on.
Yeah.
And then the photographs start coming in, and then the videos, and you know, it kind of felt like that, as did the Lord of the Rings. As did the Lord of the Rings commentary. But no, it was it was very much lo-fi. Like it just completely went under the radar, and you know, that's not being disingenuous, you know, to the actors and actresses that are in it, but yeah, I kind of like the way it came from left field, and it was kind of probably one of the last type of films really before the internet came along, where, like I said, you could go to the cinema and not necessarily know what was on, so you could wind up watching something that you wouldn't necessarily have too much information on. And I think that's an issue these days. Like, you can have too much information on what you're going to see, and you know, it's just a reflection of the internet age, I suppose. But I like to kind of be removed from it as much as I can, especially if I'm looking forward to go and see something. So all like the parameters were right to set that up, I think, and you know, it is a really, really good film.